People are interested in a government job, but they usually do not think they're qualified for one. And a lot of people I talk to almost on a daily basis, they discount their experience. They could have 3, 5, 10 years of experience, but for some reason, they don't think they can actually get the job. I was talking to this fellow the other day, and his background was largely retail and working at a warehouse. So I asked him, did you fill out forms? Did you review them and check for accuracy? Did you make recommendations to management based on the data on those forms? And he answered yes, because with the retail and the warehouse environment, you have pallets coming in on certain days. You have to take inventory of that, right? You have to do scheduling at times, and you have to inform your boss on what's going on. So I told him, since you've done all these things, it sounds like you're lined up for a 0301 job series, which is heavily on administration. And here's an example on what a 301 job series announcement looks like. This is the experience you need to have: coordinating processes that impact customers, managing administrative assignments, and ensuring timeliness. This was a perfect fit, but he didn't know what he didn't know, and he didn't open the job series handbook, so how was he supposed to know? Okay, so I was talking to this other lady. She spent 6 years in the Army as a medic. She didn't know what she wanted to do when she got out of the Army. So I asked her, have you ever trained other soldiers on medical tasks? She said, yeah. I said, did you put PowerPoint slides together to communicate that training? And she was like, yeah, I did. Okay, so have you ever developed a training schedule? Once again, she said yes. I said, well, it seems like you're a perfect candidate for the 1700 job series, which covers education and instruction. So let's take a look at an average job announcement for the 1700 series. You can see here that the experience required is someone who has developed and evaluated courses, communication, and follows guidelines of instructions and technical manuals. So with this, obviously she qualified. She just has to make sure her resume is speaking towards the job announcement. And it's just not military folks. A lot of jobs have a training component, even in Taco Bell or McDonald's. Once you've been there a few months or a couple of years, the company relies upon you to train the new employees. That's training, that's instruction. And in a lot of cases, that's considered education. Same thing with Walmart or Target. There are a lot of these retail type jobs where you will find yourself doing some of the training component. Okay, so another person I was talking to, he graduated from high school. All he had was security guard type jobs, right? I think he worked at the mall. He did security guard at the mall, and then he moved on to some retail stores. So I asked him, did he do security inspections internally and externally? Did he review the plans for security? Did he review the policy? Has he made updates or recommended updates to the security policy? And he said yes. Well, that experience lines up with the 0080 and the 0085 job series. Let's take a look at what a job announcement from that job series looks like. It requires experience including physical inspections, development of policies, reviewing security requirements, and check out the salary range. It can go over $90,000 a year. Now compare this to the private sector. Your average security guard, what are they getting paid? On average, it's like $40,000, $50,000 a year. You can almost double that by getting into the security field in the federal government. Okay, well, what about people that are mid-career or late career? I was talking to this one fella, he worked at the bank. He worked at, I believe it was either Chase or Bank of America. The first thing I thought when talking to this guy was the 0500 job series. In that job series, you have budget analyst, you have finance type position, you have accounting type positions. So for people with that type of experience, the 0500 is a good bet. But with this guy, he didn't want to work in the finance sector. I said, okay, asked him a few questions. Did you communicate with other banks regarding work or priorities? Did you change work assignments to balance the workflow? And did you increase operational effectiveness at your local bank? He answered yes to all of those questions. So I said the 0340 job series, which is program management, lined up with a lot of his experience. And there are over 100 0340 jobs that are announced every day on usajobs.gov. Let's take a look at how one of the job announcements looks like. These are the average qualifications. You can see here it's heavily about communicating, coordinating, and workflow processes. If you are a person with managerial experience or you've assisted with management type tasks, this job series could be for you. And the job series I just mentioned, these are just a few of the job series that people just ignore. They don't know they exist, or they don't think they'll fit, so they don't pay any attention to it. So what you should do if you're interested is open up the OPM job series handbook. There are literally hundreds of job series, different jobs, right? And a lot of them mirror what's on the private sector. Now, I don't think there's many sales jobs, but talking about medical, IT, any type of job like that, for the most part, there's an equivalent in the public sector for the government. Do not fall into the I do not have experience trap, okay? Because for the most part, that's false. And even if you feel like you do not have experience, you can volunteer. Or maybe you volunteered in the past. When you volunteer, that experience counts. You do not have to get paid for your experience for it to be valid. You can still use volunteer experience. Now, if you have been applying to government jobs recently, but you want to make sure that you're filling out the questionnaire properly, I want you to watch this video next. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.